without wasting much of our time, let's get and let's discuss based on the topic we have on our list here. So, pips and lot size calculation and how to use TradingView properly, which is this TradingView platform or app. We have a TradingView app. In case you're on your phone, you can download it. It's pretty much a bit the same though. And then how to do proper risk management when you're trading. Okay. So now, first we'll talk about pips and lot size. Um, for in case you want to approach forex, not crypto. Pips and lot size is not crypto. Okay. So now let's start by discussing pips and lot size. Now, just like in crypto market where we calculate market in percentage or in satoshi. I think in crypto they said 2000 satoshi if you are calculating coins is in satoshi. That's the same thing in forex. We calculate the moves in market in pips. So what we are saying when we say pips is just simply the difference between a starting point and the current market price or whatever. So let's say maybe market move from here to here. Okay, you want to know the distance between here and here. How many in for example, not say how many pips, not how many kilometers, not how many. So pips is a unit of measurement, right? In forex. So if you want to check, we have a tool we use to check it, and that's called the price range tool. Okay. So basically, but if you don't want to use a tool, you want to manually calculate it, you just need to know the stop point and the starting point that you are calculating. So how do you know differences? By minusing this from this. So you say 1.03506 minus 1.05533. So mind you, when we are doing that in Forex, we are always ignoring the last digit because just like if you are checking time, you always ignore the seconds. If somebody asks what's the time, you will say 2:45:30. You won't call the seconds, you only call the hour and the minute. So seconds is also ignored here. So this last number is more like in seconds because if you check forex, that last number they know the right hand join, they write am as an approximate. Let me see if I can show you that. See here, if you check forex now, you see say the last number they write am like e can't day up like saying a degree big. That means it's a seconds. It's always written at the top like that. So when you are calculating pips manually, you don't. But I mean, nobody likes stress when there's a tool for you to calculate, except you're on phone. Even while you're on phone, like I said, TradingView is also on phone, so nobody likes stress. I mean, I don't even know the last time I use my hand calculator, but just in case, so you know, the pips difference between a point to another. This is normal pure mathematics. It's just to subtract here from here, and then you know the pips different. So now, instead of going through that stress, we have a tool already that you can use, which is price range tool. I will show you how to add all these tools here. These are the major usable tool every trader make use of. Every trader make use of these major tools, except maybe your strategy permits you to use other tools that I'm not using here. Maybe I don't know. Some people use before all these things here. Those some people they use them. People use all these things. Well, I don't even have an idea what they use it for. I'm not even going to use this one for now. I mean, people use it. If people are not using it, it will not be there, right? So, but these are the major tools. So I just favorite out all the major tools. If I favorite it to be added here, any tool I favorite, look at it. If I favorite this one now, see, to be added here. So these are the list of my favorite tools. So that I will not have to come here and start looking for them to pick. I can just click them here. So now, this particular tool is found here, price range tool. So once you select it, pin it at the starting point, right click, have a left click and drag to the ending point. It will show you how many pips it is. That's 202.1 pips. It will also show you how many percent, the growth between here and here, how many percent it is to show you 1.95. So for those that trade crypto, let's say Bitcoin pumped from Ouch. Let me go back to that email, so because that's the chart I wrote my stuff. Okay, let's say Bitcoin. Let me use Bitcoin for an example. I don't want to tap out with that particular chart I'm using. For those that use crypto now, if you want to calculate your pips, let's say Bitcoin. Seriously, market all dump like this. Oh, okay, at least a bigger time frame with there. I woke up here. I said, which long? I thought this is a daily candle. I was scared. EJ. But then from 21,000, when is even all these things? Hold on. So Bitcoin don't reach 22K. I don't even know. On the 8th, I don't even know. I was not aware. 22. Yeah. Although I don't even know. I'm not even aware of that. So now, if you want to, let's say Bitcoin now, from here, Bitcoin dump to from 22K to, you want to know how many percent dump it is. These two can also be used. You just pin it here and drag to where it has gotten to so far, or where it is currently now. This is the current price of Bitcoin. That is 7.5% dump, right? But in Forex, we don't deal with percent, we deal with pips. So that is 1,692 pips. So truly, truly, now if you minus 2,000, I mean 22,526 from 20,800, this is the number you are going to get. You see, now I say manually, if you want to calculate pips, it's just the difference between here and here, which is subtraction, right? So now pips, as from what I've explained, that pips shows that, I mean, shows that pips is just the difference between one point of the market to another. Okay, is used to measure one point to another. So that's why when forex traders are trading, they say the market has given me 30 pips profit. So when they say 30 pips profit, for you to not, that's like their own language. So other persons will not be able to understand how much they have made. For you to now be able to understand how much that person that say he has made 30 pips from the market, how much that person has made in dollar, you have to know the person's lot size. So lot size is just obviously like the contract that person is trading with. How much are you trading with? It's called lot size. So in terms of trading, lot size is, I mean, how much you are trading with is encoded also in such a way that they don't call it in naira. I mean, they don't say I invested 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, $2,000 or whatever. So this is how it works. Your lot size is what determines how much you earn for every pips in the market. So pips is just the difference between one point to another. So for every step the market move from one point to another, the lot size you use is what is not going to determine how much you will earn for that one single step. So when we say one single step, that means one pip. For every single pip the market move, the lot size you use is going to determine that. So and I said lot size is just more like the contract size, how much you invested on that trade. So it's very obvious that if Mr. A bought with $1,000 and Mr. B bought with $10,000 and the market moved by 3 pips, since how much you invested is what determines how much you earn per pips, that means Mr. B will earn more than what Mr. A. So automatically the lot size determine exactly how much you're going to earn per piece. So, but now the only thing is that lot size is encoded, and that's what we want to just break down now. So, in forex, we just have some basic standard numbers for lot size. So, what we call the micro lot, the micro lot, which is 0.01, stands for $1,000. Just hold on so I can explain better. 1,000, sorry, $1,000. Then we have the mini lot, which is 0.10, stands for $10,000. Is that 10? Yeah, $10,000. Then we'll have what we call the standard lot, which is 1.0 lots. Lots. I mean, 1.0 stands for $100,000. Mathematically, if I ask you $100,000, now if I ask you mathematically, what is the difference between micro lot, mini lot, and standard? The difference is just extent. The difference between these these three category category is extent. Now, if you observe, you discover that the difference between 0.01 and 0.1 is times 10. The difference between $1,000 and $10,000 is times 10, because $1,000 times 10 is $10,000. $10,000 times 10 is $100,000. First, you have to take note of that. Okay, now I said the amount invested when it comes to forex trading is not called in numbers. I mean, every profession have their jargons, right? So this is the whole jargons in forex now. So somebody will say, I enter the trade with micro lot, or I enter the trade with 0.01. I, as a forex trader, will be able to know that that trade is what, $1,000. You get now. So now the next thing you want to know is that micro starts from 0.01 to 0.09. Sorry, 0.01 to 0.09. That's micro lots. Because after 0.09, approximately you have 0.1, right? So that means the mini lot size starts from 0.1 to what? 0.9 to 0.9. This is mini. And then standard start from 1.0 to infinity. To infinity. Okay. Micro starts from 0.01 to 0.09. Mini starts from 0.1 to 0.9. And then this is standard. Okay, now here is the breakdown now. So if I am trading 0.01, which is micro lot, it shows that I have invested $1,000 on that particular trade I am either buying or what, selling, right? So now, if I am using 0.02, what does that mean? Exactly. You see, 0.03, 3,000, 0.04, 4,000, 0.05, 5,000, 0.09, $9,000. Then you get to 0.1. 0.1, 1,000, and 10,000, 0.2, 20,000, 0.3, 30,000, 0.9, 90,000, 1.0, 100,000, 2.0, 200K, 9.0 is what? $900,000. Now the question now is, if 1.0 lot size is $100,000, how come people when they use ordinary $50, $100, $500, how they cut it they enter trade with 1.0? I mean, have you not seen that? You can have $500 and you are entering a trade with what? 1.0, even 0.1. Even this one self, because this is the lowest lot size. Please take note. Micro is the lowest. The lowest lot size available in forex is micro. So now the story is that forex market was actually encoded in such a way that only those that have a minimum of $1,000 can trade forex from the onset. If you don't have minimum of 1,000, you can't trade it. Not until a broker comes up and said, "Ha, there are going to be a lot of people out there that will want to trade this market, but they have below $1,000. Let's do something that will bring them into this game." That was when they now introduced leverage. So if you check Google, the word leverage means borrow. Leverage means borrow. So they now introduce how you can borrow money from your broker. So now, whenever you are creating an account, they ask you to choose a leverage ranging between 1:5 to 1:500. So, but let's just say let's just say different leverage 1:100, 1:200. We even have 1:500. So they ask you to choose the leverage that you want to use on your account. Once you choose your leverage, if you choose 1:100, any amount you deposit on that broker, they will multiply the money by 100. So I'm not explaining how possible tomorrow if somebody is now asking you, how is somebody able to use $50 to trade forex market? Because $50 is not supposed to be able to trade the forex market because the lowest available lot size you can use to enter a trade is 0.01, and that is 1K dollars. So the reason now is because he's using a leverage of 1:100. So once you create an account under a leverage of 1:100, in the process of signing up, whatever amount you deposit will be multiplied by 100. So now when you say 100 times 50, that's $5,000, I guess, right? So you now see that, okay, that means on that account, you can only open 0.01 in 5 places because that's going to be $5,000. Once you dey pass 5, they go tell you say not enough money. This thing now. So the same calculation goes with every other account. That means that account cannot open a trade of zero point 0.1. That account that will except you now create an account of 1 ratio. When you are creating an account, you now choose 1:200. If you choose 1:200, then that's going to be $10,000. I mean, that means there is only one trade you can ever open with mini lot size. You see the calculation now. So this is most people don't even know this. Most people don't know. They just feel like if you deposit, they have not even asked themselves how are you able to even place a trade with that small money. The actual forex market is configured to work with just a $1,000 account. Try and anytime you create accounts because they choose your level because they get 1:1 too for the option. You can't go choose. Now only banks they use 1:1 or whales people get bastard money. You can't go choose 1:1. If you deposit $500, they will say not enough money. If you dey trade, no go work. If even 900 like no go work, you say not enough money. I swear. Even $1,000 no go work. But maybe 1,050 or something still need to be on top. Because it come like say your empty, I mean your entire account you want go put for one single trade. So even the 1K no go still work. There is something on top of it a bit. So that is the history behind. I mean, the back end of what is happening between these whole loss and whatever. So now I said pips and loss size calculation. So I've explained pips. Now we're dealing with loss side because pips is nothing special. It's just the difference between a point to another. If market move from here to here, minus here from here, that gives you a pips. Simple. Pips determine. I mean, loss size is what really matter here. What really matter here because loss size is what determines how much you earn per one pip. Because if you know the value you earn per pip, you can know how much is 100 pips. You need to know per first before you multiply. If they say you are going to earn 15 naira per one pip, and you should know that 100 pips is 15 naira times 100. Simple as ABC. So right now that we have understand loss size, so now whenever you hear somebody now say, I bought so thing from here and it got here, I made 100 pips. You still can't know exactly how much the person earned in dollars until you now ask him what lot size did you use. So the person now say I use 0.1. You remember your formula. This is the first formula because once you know what 0.1 is, if somebody is telling you use 0.5, you already know that 0.5 is $5,000 because 0.1 is the starting point, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So that's why this we didn't write all the whole numbers. Just know this one. If you know this one, you will know what 0.02 is because it's just times 12, whatever this one will give you. So now, example one, I made 100 pips from a trade and I use 0.1 lot. How much will I earn in dollar? Now let's quickly do that the formula. For okay.
But 0.2 is still under the mini lot, right?
Yes, yes. I said mini lot size from 0.1 to 0.9. That means 0.1, 0.2, 0.3.
0.3.
Though you can see some people use lot size of 0.21. That's a mini and a micro. 0.21 now will be what? 2,000 $20,000 plus
20,000.
another that's $21,000.
21,000.
So now this is the formula I quickly give out. I said 0.01 for 0.01, that means for micro lot, for 0.01 lot, 10 pips. If the market move 10 pips, you will earn $1. If you know what will happen to the rest now. That means for 0.1 lot, 10 pips is what? Exactly. 10 pips because it's times 10. We said the difference between this and this is x10, x10. You see now? So it's super easy. 10 pips. Okay, let's see what. I want them to be under each other. 10 pips, you will earn $10. And for 1.0, 10 pips will earn you for 1.0 lot. What am I doing? For 1.0 lot, 10 pips you will earn, or 10 pips will earn you 10 pips will, I need to create this statement, please. 10 pips will earn you, earn you, earn you $100. Now, once you have this formula of heart, it becomes easy to calculate whatever numbers you are given now. So now, let me expand. Now, if you know this off heart now, and now let's use another example and start following this rule. Now, I now told you, hey David, I just made 30 pips from the market, and then you ask me, how many lot size did you use? I said I use 0.02 lot size. Now, the quick mathematics you can quickly do in your head is, okay, he used 0.02, that's under micro. So you quickly remember this first formula that 0.01, 10 pips is $1. That means 30 pips is $3.
$3.
So since he used 0.02, just
Right.
times 2, you get,
Yeah.
that's $6 now. No, no, no. $6. 0.01 is $1.
$1.
He earned 30. I earned 30 pips. So that means 30 pips with 0.01 is supposed to give me $3. But I said the loss size I used was not 0.01. I used 0.02.
Zero, zero,
So you just have to first of all calculate with the lowest number so that you can now add up. So I use 0.02. I earned 30 pips. So to break it down, you first of all calculate it based on 0.01. If he had used 0.01, 30 people would have given him $3. Since he used 0.02, 30 people will be what? $3 times 2. You see how now that this formula makes it easy now. So another example, I just made 200 pips. There's one lot size category that is very simple, and that is the mini lot size. You know why it's simple? 10 pips, $10.
$10.
20 pips, $20. There's no cracking of head about it. The number of pips is equivalent to the number of how much you're going to earn. Then another quick expo on how you can quickly get the value is just like this. For micro, divide by 10. For mini, divide by 1. For standard, multiply by 10. Divide by 10, divide by 1. Why? Because the same number of people is going to give you. So anything divided by 1 is that same thing. So this one multiply by 10. That's why they say 10 pips gives you $100 because 10 times. You see now. So if you use that formula now, and I tell you I actually use, I earn 200 pips and I use micro loss 0.01. All you need to do is just say 200 pips divided by 10. That's $20. You see I'm now? That's $20. The fastest way. If I tell you I use 0.1, just say 200 pips divided by 1. That's $200. I earn $200. Then if I say I earn 200 pips by using standard lot, which is 1.0, that's 200 times 10. That's I think $2,000. You see the difference now. So either use it like that or you do the normal 1, 2, 3 mathematics I've just shown before. So whichever one, at the end of the day, though, there are calculators you can also use to calculate all these things. And that's what brings us to my FS book, a site called my Forex book, FX book. Okay, you can actually calculate once you click on FS calculator here. There are different calculators to calculate position size and compounding calculator. I want to quickly show you something here. This is out of the topic, but I want to quickly show you one thing people don't know when it comes to risk management. Pips calculator. Now, this is compounding calculator. If you start a forex account with $1,000, though it's not realistically achievable, though I'm just showing. And you trade it for 1 year, 365 days, 365 days. Oh, sorry. I know there is not in a year the working days for the market is not up to 365. So, but let's just say you traded for 365 days. That's 1 year plus 1 year and some days, because you are only trading. You are minusing Saturday and Sunday, and you are gaining 2% of your account. Let's say 2% per day. This is how much your $1,000 will turn to in 365 days of trading. How much is that?
Um,
Just 2% of your account per day. 2% of $1,000 is I think 10% is $100. 1% is $10. So with your 1,000, you are making $20 every day for 365 days. You become a millionaire in dollars, but it's not possible. So, but you can't make money every day, right? So, but I'm just showing you power of compounding. When I was telling you that my student will grow her account to 100,000, this is exactly what she did. And you want drive. Now, who don't eat, now they compound. So let's just leave that topic first. So there are actually calculators you can use to calculate your P's and whatever. But like I said, this is faster. Before you go, I go just use my head calculate. Now, come off for chat. Now we can be go carry one thing. Just understand the whole concept that if I mean, let me give one last example and then we'll move forward. If I earn 300 pips and I say I use a lot size of 2.0, you already understand that 2.0 is under standard. So if I say I use 2.0, instead of as a fast mathematician, you understand that 2.0, instead of multiplied by 10, you are multiplying by what? 20. So that you do it that way, or you break it down. You say, okay, he used 2.0. Let's work with the lowest standard lot, which is 1.0. 1.0 is going to give him 300 lots, 300 pips. 1.0 is going to give me what? $3,000, because 1.0 you multiply by 10. So $3,000. But I use 2.0, so that means $3,000 plus another $3,000. That's 6K. Instead I break it up like that. But if you are very fast in mathematics, if somebody is telling me I use 2.0, since I remember that for 1.0 multiplied by 10, I know that for 2.0 you are supposed to multiply by what? 20. You understand now? Okay. And for micro, since I know that this one you are divided by 10, if somebody tell me I earn 300 pips but I use 0.02, I'll divide by what? 20. 300 pips divided by 20. So 300 pips divided by 10 is $30. Then divide by 20, You understand? Abi, is that correct? Sorry. No, that was wrong. Sorry. That was wrong. 0.01 is supposed to fetch me with 300 pips. It's supposed to fetch, if you divide by 10, it's supposed to fetch me $30. So 0.02 is supposed to fetch me 60. So you are not dividing by 10, you are dividing by you're not dividing by 20, you are dividing by 5. That's correct. You are dividing by 5 because 0.02 should give you more money than 0.01. 300 divided by 5. Yeah, you are divided by 5. So it's either you manually calculate it by breaking it down, but the fastest and accurate one is to break it down. First ask, if the person says he's using 0.03 lots, you first of all calculate based on 0.01, you now add it together in three places to give you 0.03 results. Is that okay? So now, in conclusion, the lot size determine how much you earn per pips. So when somebody say I've made 10 pips, you first of all need to know the lot size before you now follow. Irrespective of I must see, you can have $1,000 in your account and I have $100,000. If me and you enter forex and buy EUR USD with 0.01 and EUR USD fire up by 100 pips, now 100 me and you go make. That's what we are saying now. Whether you get $1 million for account and I get 100K for account, if we buy EUR USD, I mean your account size will be waiting to determine how much you take you go make. No, it's not like crypto. Even in crypto, if you deposit $1 million, then inside your $1 million, me deposit 1K. You call it $100 buy Luna. Me, I use $100 buy Luna from inside our money. Now we take commot the $100. If Luna move by 100%, we both make $100 now. And that's the same thing that's happening for us. How much you deposit is not really determining how much you are making. It's how much you invested on a particular trade. That's what people don't know. So what when I mean this thing I'm explaining is like the back end. A lot of people don't know in trading forex. If somebody deposit $1,000, people used to question themselves, how come that 1K you feel they use and open many trades? You can open like 5 trades at once in forex. You buy GBP USD, you buy Euro USD, you buy USD card, you buy Nasdaq, you buy gold, you buy Bitcoin. With that same 1K, how are you able to like split the money like that? How do you? They don't even know about this leverage. Yeah? The actual $1,000 they deposit is not 1K. Their 1,000 behind the scene is $100,000 capacity. Why? Because they actually choose a leverage, telling the broker that if I deposit this money, I expand my money by times 100. So the way they do this leverage is that they won't let you to see it. Your account will still be showing $1,000, but behind the scene, the buying power, I mean the capacity of your account is what? $100K. That means a bank that deposited 100K or a whale that deposited $100,000 and you na the same thing na be. The only difference be say if your own account lose 1K dollars, the broker will close you out because they don't want make you lose their money join. It's just more like there's this party that if you no carry a bag full with 1 million naira, you no fit enter. Then you know na 200 naira bundle you hold come. I can't borrow you one bag, right? That contain 1 million naira. I say put your 200 K inside. So if you put your 200K inside, then when you reach the gate, they will allow you enter. That doesn't mean you should go and spend my 1 million naira. It's just I gave you access to the party. I gave you something to ask. So once you spend your 200K, I'll collect for inside the party there. I will not collect you my money bag. I only ask you to use this thing to lure because the market does not allow you to come in without $1,000. So they just use that to give you buying power so that you can flex up, right? So that is that about that, and that's how you calculate your pips and lot size. Remember, the price range tool is used to calculate pips. So whenever you're on chart and you want to know the difference between a
That's
particular
the lowest amount someone can deposit is $10,000.
no, you can deposit $10, but
That is $10, right?
no, you can even deposit $1 in forex. But what we are saying is naturally the lowest amount you are supposed to be using to trade is 1K, not 10K, sef, is $1,000. Because the lowest lot size available in forex is what? $1,000. If you want to trade now, the lowest, if you want to choose your lot, because when you want to place a trade, they will ask you to choose lot size. The lowest lot size you can choose is micro. And micro stands for $1,000. So that means if you don't have $1,000 on invest, you can't trade. But it is now possible for you to trade even when you don't have $1,000. Why? Because of leverage. So even when you deposit, if you deposit $10, leverage will allow your $10, will multiply your $10 into something bigger because $10 times 200, let's say you use 1 to 200. I think if you're using 100 times 10 is exactly 1K. You see? So with a $10 account and a 1 to 100 leverage, you already have $1,000 to trade. Broker will borrow you extra $900 on top of your money. So you can trade with a $10 account. But let's say you want to choose 1:1 when you are creating. 1:1 means I don't need my money, I don't borrow me anything. I won't use my own money. If you choose 1:1, my guy, if you know deposit 1K, you can't even place a trade. I say even the 1K said now work because only one single trade if you trade because you have invested all your money. Once you place one single trade, that means they do it for forex. Forex is not like crypto where you can invest $10 and buy assets. In forex, the lowest what's it called share you can buy from the forex market is what $1,000 worth. So now the question still remain the same. How come people are now using $50 to trade? What's the answer? Because of leverage. When you deposit $50, your account is actually not $50. Your account is now depending on the leverage you use. If you use 1:100, that means your account is originally $5,000. You can five 0.01 trade based on that. So you can go to GBP USD, buy a trade a trade there on 0.01, go to USD card 0.01, go to EUR USD 0.01, USD JPY 0.01. But once you already pass five, they'll tell you not enough money, your money don't finish. A lot of people don't still know why people they say why that thing will show not. You ask your they tell you, I mean money don't finish. But if you let me explain why, they don't really know why. And that's why I'm trying to like break that down. Okay. So now, if that is the case, I've shown several examples. Um, Real quick, let's just show like a live proof of what we're discussing. Let's say, let's just use okay. Now let's say you took this analysis based on this MO pattern as we have discussed this afternoon. Say okay, market breakout of the neck, right? Retested it. Now you sold from here. Now when you sold, you use 0.5 lot, 0.5 lot. I'm asking a question now. 0.5 lot. Now you kept your take profit at 500 pips. 500. Take note, the pips is just after the bracket. So if you check, there's a number before the bracket, but the pips is actually after the bracket. That's what you know your pips. Yeah, that is the point four. So now your target is 500 pips. So if you are a JPY, drop to 500 pips and hit your target, and you use 0.5, you can use your phone. Now the question is, how much have you earned? You use 0.5. Yeah, 0.5. 0.5 lot. That was your lot size. Zero, fuck shit up. 0.5. Now the question is, how much will you earn? 0.5 lot size was used, and the market moved by what? 500 pips. From what we have just discussed, how much will you earn? 500 pips drop, and I use 0.5 lot size. That's meaning how much will I earn? Okay, one new example. The market came back to retest the neck of this USD card, and what you did was you bought after this hammer candlestick was formed here. Put your stop loss right below here, and your take profit was targeting this resistance level here, which is here. So that is I want it to be a round finger so it's not stress loss. Let me just leave it at 400 pips. It's 435. Okay, that's 400 pips. Now let's say I use 0.07. If I use 0.007, that's micro lots. How much will I now earn now? 0.07 lot
That
size,
means
and I
400
make
pips.
400 pips. If you need formula, this is the formula. 400 pips with 0.07.
That's $28, right?
Is it 28?
Yeah.
Okay. So 400 pips, let me check.
That
So,
is
so if I want to calculate 400 pips, I'll first of all calculate what 0.01 is. 0.01 in 400 means 400 divided by 10. 400 divided by 10 is actually 40. So we're gonna get 28. I mean, yeah, that's correct. So it's supposed to be
40.
40 times 7. Keep looking at this formula. Very simple. 0.01 stands for $1,000. I mean, sorry, see the formula here. 0.01 lot, 10 pips will earn you $1. That means 20 pips, $2. That means 100 pips, $10. 400 pips, $40. You see now? So that means 400 pips for 0.01 is going to be $40. You now say 40 times 7 because what we are using here is what? 0.07. Okay. This is how I do my thing. We'll move further until we get it clear. Should I use the URL? Yes, okay. Let's say, let's use the URL. Let's just assume we take a trade from here, a sell trade. We enter a sell, our stop loss right above here, and our take profit is roughly, numbers a big up, 1,000 pips. We sold EUR USD and we made 1,000 pips. Now, you now ask me, bro, what lot size did you use? I said I used 0.3 lot size. My first question is, what category of lot size is this? Is it mini, standard, or micro?
it's micro.
No, that's mini. Micro numbers
You
are
said
0.0, 0.3.
0.03.
No, look at it here now.
Okay, 0.
0.3. So now calculate. We said 1,000
1,000.
1,000 pips. So how much will I earn? Mini lot. At least the formula is right behind. I mean, before us here. So how much will I earn if I'm using the atheistic and half people? Is that 3K? Yes, that's 3K. Yes, I told you mini is easy. Once you are calculating mini, just know that $10 for mini and 10 pips worth $10. 1,000 pips, $1,000. So that is for zero point 0.1. So zero point 0.3 now is going to be that number times 3. Simple as ABC. So now for you to understand this very well, I mean, while sometimes while you are being taught something over and over again, it might not just get to you. So you calm down, watch and try to practicalize it yourself. And that is the purpose of making this video. Try to study, watch it again over and over again, and then you get used to it. I mean, I did not get the whole calculation until, I mean, it was not even after I was taught. It was later before the whole thing now get used to me how to calculate this whole thing. So I'm not calculating it perfectly now because I'm a genius. No, it's just because I am now used to it. It's that simple, right? So for now, that is the idea of lot size, pips, and how they are calculated, the relationship between lot size and pips. In summary, pips is just the difference between the market price, I mean, current market price and the previous market price, where it is coming from. So any point you pick from that point to another, the differences between those 2 points is pips. Differences in mathematics means minus, right? Then the lot size determines the position a trader is holding. I mean, how much you are investing. The lot size determines how much you are investing in a particular trade. So if you use a particular lot size, it's sorry, excuse me. Okay, so now the lot size determines how much you earn per one piece, and I've explained how you do this whole calculation manually because it's actually very good to do them manually. Okay. Um, Now let's quickly talk about how to use TradingView. I might just leave this my mail for tomorrow. Let's just talk about how to use TradingView, which is a very quick and simple stuff. It is not something I'm supposed to teach you and you just get to understand it immediately. That's why it's recorded. It's something you have to work because this how to use something. You know, if you're watching and now, you just go your TradingView and begin to use that way. You gotta come back here again say, hey, how that guy take choose that too? You check and you choose them for your own PC. By the time you keep using an app over and over again, you get used to it. It's that simple. So repeated work. That's what is needed here. So now, for the purpose of that, what should I even do now? I don't know. Can I get? Let me see. Try to refresh so everything will start from. I mean, like open a new a fresh account, something like that. What method can I use to get a fresh account? So, if I use a different browser, I will have to log in an account, like a Gmail account, something like that. Okay, good. Exit. No, they say the page is not responding, something like that. Let me just open some refresh. I guess I know why. F11. F11. What's that bastard key? Good. This is what I want. I want it to be fresh. Okay, when you newly open the TradingView app or chat, this is how it looks like. So if you have probably not signed up, you probably come here and sign join now. Click join now. They will ask you to you click join now, they will ask you to sign up with your Google account. Okay, and you sign in with your Google account like this. You see, they'll ask you to put your Gmail and the password. Okay, put your Gmail and password and it will log in. So now let's just continue from like let's say I've logged in now. So I'll go back and log in directly. One. Can't see people just assume that I'm logged in. Just so that I want to go back to the chat and log in. I already have an account. I don't use this thing for my account. So I want us to just continue from assumption that we have logged in. Because as soon as you log in, that's when you start the settings. So as soon as you sign up, you log in your account. So I want to log in. Which network is this thing using? Uh-huh. So now click on sign in, put in your Gmail, sign in with your account, you log in. Good. Now as soon as you sign in, this place will show publish. This place here will show publish. Now this is what your chart will look like until you set everything up. Okay, first thing I do as soon as I sign in, first thing you do is to, I don't know if you like white, if you like white, you can leave it like that. To change it to dark mode, come to this place, dark mode thing. up your eyes. Once you change to dark mode, you come to here, settings. Or okay, first you delete this. If you right click, you see remove this volume. Start removing the volume, you come to settings. If you like my own settings, you can leave it like set it exactly like mine. If you don't like my colors, you can choose your own color. Change this background to solid, and then change this color to ash. Should not be too white. Ash for your eyes. Start changing the color. Your gradient, your vertical grid line. The opacity reduces to zero. At least if you are watching this video, you can be following one after the other to set it up. Because I'm not expecting what I'm explaining now to just go straight in your head. Right? Change here to black. Change it to 14 or 16, depending on how bold you want these numbers to be. That's the scale text. Change the scale line to black and increase the opacity to 100. If you follow these settings, your chart will be exactly like my chart. Change this cross to black and increase it to this third thickness. Then if you want watermark means they should be writing the background like this. On the background, the pair you are currently on, it will be written on the background. So I'm on Apple stock. If I go to BTC to change to BTC, so the pair should be on the background. Okay, so let's go back to our settings. After setting all of that, leave all this one the way they are. Then go to your symbols and do some setting on there. Guy, you create fresh color. You see this plus sign it. It will allow you choose your own color scheme. You drag it to the corner so it will be a very sharp green. What's this in season? I don't know. This particular browser I'm using. Your red, so you create an opacity color, make it more red. The borders, you change them to first one black. Is it network that is looking to
Yeah, it's network.
change the second border color to black? And so your wicks, ever so what's up? Black, black. Last thing here, the last price, change it to black and increase. Okay, so now you have this chart. So the future should to show you because like I said, even to getting to know some functions in this all the time. When you create a fresh account, this place will not have all the time frame listed. You have to favorite what to do. Drop button here. That's also need drop arrow button. I think I will have this. So you have to, if you want to, here now will be showing. This place will be showing um just one time frame. I think only daily will be here. If you check here, so you have to click on this drop down button to show all the list of time frame. Then you now add the favorites. So what are the favorites you are going to add? You'll be adding 1 minute. You favorite 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. You see, I skipped the other one. 4 hours, 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month. Once you favorite all of them like this, exactly like mine, all of them will show here. Okay. Then on this place too, you only have candle chart. So you have to click on this drop button too to favorite both line chart and candle chart. Good. And once you have this, the next thing you want to quickly do is to add your favorite tool that are showing here. So follow my steps if you are doing yours. First, click on the first. You see here on this list of options, all of them have a drop down. This is a drop down tiny button here. If you click on this cursor to bring a list, favorite cross and favorite arrow. Go to the next two. Inside here will be favoriting trend line, arrow, um, horizontal line, horizontal ray, parallel channel. We are done. The next one. I don't use any tool here apart from 5, so I favorite Fibonacci retracement. The next one, I need my brush to favorite. I need rectangle favorite, part favorite, curve favorite. You get used to how to use different one of them. I mean, from all these things, not like I'm using all the time, depending on what you are drawing or you want to analyze. Then the next one, I think the only thing I need here is text. Sometimes you might want to have a call out button, right? Maybe you want to point something. I say like this. You can choose a call out button and use it to say, if you know what a call out is now, you say that is a dungeon candle. That is a hammer. Sorry, just for call out. Sometimes I usually use arrow though. I'll just point with an arrow. Then I double click it to open settings of the arrow. So under settings, you click on text and tick here to write a word beside the arrow. Hammer. You see, I love tools that are in this thing. The more you use it, the more you get it. So if you see one tool on my chart being your mentor, you say, okay, how did you do this thing? I'll show you definitely. Right. Okay. Still on the favorite tools. Under here, I don't use any tool at all. You can see nothing is favorite here. Then the last one, if you write the long position, short position, and range, price range, that is all. The rest I don't use them. So if you want to delete all the drawings you have draw on your chart, you want to clear everything, you click on this delete button here and click remove. Everything will be deleted. You can see that. Okay. This one is just if you want to hide all the drawings. Let's say if I draw something now, I won't hide them for some time. I will hide. I want unhide and I click it to come back. Simple. If you want to lock your drawing, you lock it, you can't shift it, you're not going to shift. Let's say you want to pin something from here, you want to point something here and drag. So if you no lock and watch, if I no lock and know if you just pin there and drag, it will move. So I have to like lock it. So that you lock it. If you lock here, all the drawing will be locked. All. But if you want to lock, let's say you draw different stuff on your chart. Let's say you have this one here, this one here. Then you want to lock only one. You just click the one you want to lock. An option will show. Whenever you are pressing any, if you click any two, this bar will only show up. If I click this one, the bar for is the settings will show up. So you can click on this lock. That means it's only this guy that is locked, not to move. It can't move, but you can shift the rest. But once I click here, everything is locked. I can't shift them. You see, but if I will click it to start shifting, I think that is all. Then you see this list here. I think this is the last one I should show you. This list here, I don't make use of any of these sheets. When you don't become a professional, you want maybe you share your ideas, something like maybe I don't use any of these. I think the only few things I've used here is just here, a lot, and I don't use here for calendar. If I need calendar, I'll go to my forest book and use my forest book calendar. That's when you are dealing with news. Now here, this my economic calendar in the market. This thing has all the fundamental that will happen this month, this year, every single year. See am now. Tomorrow, which is tomorrow is almost we say. These are the halves when on Monday on the 11th, we only have Euro news, two European news, high impact news, one GBP news, one AUD news, high impact and medium, whatever. For those that use fundamental analysis, right? We are doing technical. Okay, continuation. Now, the most important thing on this whole bars where they here, the most important is your watch list. You know what a watch list is to list out the things you want to be, I mean, watching out for. Okay, these are the pairs I majorly trade. EURUSD. You see now, I have even different kind of watch list. I have second watch list. I have crypto watch list. If I click on my crypto watch list, it will show list of the crypto currency pair I'm watching out for. It's not like I can't check all that. If I need others, I will just come here and search for them. Mana USDT. You can search for other any other one there. But these are the ones where be like say I just when you ask them to watch, it's just so that when you need it, you can quickly instead of you typing again. If I need Matic, I just click on it, Matic will open. If I need bake, I'll click on bake. Bake will open. CAZ will open. So that's the purpose of watch list. That's the purpose of watch list. You notice when I do this analysis, when later play out, so market will go break below. I analyze the market will touch this trend line and this no, based on SMC sha. That was I think market day here. If you see all this line, you know say market don't work out past them, see am? This trend line, say market will break out, retest it, go up, get to this red line before we crash. That was around June 2021. When I do all this analysis. Then we see where I come here again. Let me check some of this coin. One or two line must be. Cause I analyze all this thing long time ago. Long time ago. I even write buy zone here. I think there was something we did here. We did a buy entry here or something like that. And market kind of move. Blast. That was June again, 2021. The blast go up. Now we don't crash. Let's shake it. Lastly, I don't have an analysis on ClickPath. So that I deleted it. I know. That's it here. Oh boy, don't you. Kai! Jesus! See accuracy! God! Like say I trade that, you go bold hold down. I mean, wetin I see now na too clear. See, ouch! I wish they would don't do SMC. You go understand wetin dey here. So Jesus Christ! I draw this break of structure. I draw this other block. I say market will come back. But once you have your other block marked, you are waiting for market to tap into your other block for you to enter a sell. Because this is break of structure in the downside, we're in a downward trend. So I was predicting that market is going to come back to the other block and then we'll sell. See, I just it kiss some hope, hope. That was January this year. See, you know, we come back, you know, look back till date. See, sure this one for futures. God, how many percent from here to here? Calculate. Now I told you you can use this tool to check percentage too. That's 74%. Just use like 20 years. That's 1,400% of your money. Oh, oh, 1K doesn't fair blow you small. Okay, so that is that about TradingView. This is just for watch list. Once you click on this watch list and you have list of your forex watch list, crypto created. If you want to add, you see this plus sign, add symbols. Once you click on it, what else do you want to add? You say, okay, HIV. Yeah, I get HIV. You get it in everyday coin. HIV day. I say for crypto, don't know where you know see. You add it, so it adds to your watch list. It's as simple as that. Then this alert is when you have set alert on your trading view. These are the alerts I have set from the past. You can see this alert long time ago, long time. I can't even remember when I set all these things. The date they see am created January, trigger, yeah, all of them market all towards them. You see am. I even wrote what the alert will tell me. The alert told me higher low on M50 has been broken. So it was just wow, wow. Let me just delete all of this. So this is where you set alerts. See if I create this new one, when would they teach us? Now I say create this alert, you can remember. So that AUDJPY, market never still hit that alert. Yes. Yeah. So alert is just in case you have where you want to market reach before you enter buy or sell. So let's say we are expecting, let's just do one example. Let's say we are expecting EUR USD right now. I'm waiting because we're in a downward trend. I'm waiting for USD to tap into this other block. Like I said, from tomorrow we'll be starting our SMC, which is the major strategy while you are here. Whatever I've been doing so far is just basics, and that is because I want you to know it, so that tomorrow outside you can talk when others are talking everything. To not look like you don't know much. You have to know much to stand out. Okay, so now let's assume I'm waiting for here EUR USD to get here before I short the market. So I might be sleeping when it will get here. I might be joking, playing, doing all that stuff when it will get here. That's where alert comes in. All you need to do is to put your arrow here, your mouse here, right click. Once you right click, you see add alert. Once you see add alert, you see an alert has been created. You see, you can even write it on this message. Say EUR USD don't reach sell zone. Simple. Create. Once EUR is EUR, once it reach there, a message will be sent to your Gmail of your TradingView account. If you have the app, your app too will show notification that EUR USD don't reach so place, so that you may no go forget what you be dey wait for. You see, that's one of the interesting parts of TradingView also. So for now, everything about the whole TradingView app I've shown, like I said, as you get along with it, keep using it, you get used to. I mean, this place is to replay the chart. That's if you're using paid TradingView version, not for free users. And if you want to expand the chart to full screen, this is it here. So as you, I mean, these are stuff I was not taught to my basic use of TradingView all the time. You need it to be a wide screen like this, so you can see everything in 3D. Okay, what else? I mean, that's what I've shown you so far. Is what you basically going to be using, whether you know all of them. Those one I just shown, and you go see they use every day. The rest are things you hardly get to use. I only use the replay tool if I want to teach. Imagine that. Okay, so I've shown everything about trading. The only thing we're not able to discuss now is what was that third option? And third is
Risk management.
risk management. So we'll be incorporating that to tomorrow class. Risk management is not something big. I mean, it's just an advice. Like I said, risk management is just an advice. Risk so amount per trade. Okay, the first thing about risk management is how much are you supposed to be risking per trade? It's just two segments of rule. Risk anything below 1% per trade. Why are you risking 1% per trade? So that it means that you have to lose 100 times for your account to go, which is not possible. If you are risking 1% per trade, for you to use your entire account, it has to be 100% now, abi? So if you are risking 1% per trade and you're using $1,000 to trade, that means you are risking $10 per trade. So you have to lose $10 in 100 places for you to lose your $1,000. Right. That's the first rule, risk 1% per trade. Second, whenever you enter a trade, whatever stop loss you set, your take profit should be up to times three and above. So if you are risking 1% of your account, which is $10 per trade, what's your take profit? $30,
$30.
$40, 10 and above. Even at 30 is okay, but it should be, I mean, times three and above, sorry. It should be from 30 and above. So for someone that is risking $100 per trade, his take profit should always be $300 and above. And the reason why we are doing that is because by the time you are trading in a day and you take up to 10 trade, or in a week you take up to 10 trade, and all your trade you are risking $10 to make 10 to make 30. Out of all the trade you took for that week, if you lose five, if you lose five of those trade, you will lose how much? $50. And if you win the remaining five, you will make 30 times five. That's what? $150, right? So if you minus your win from your loss, I mean your loss from your win, you will be left with $100. Nothing where they want push for this money pass with I just talk so. You get simple. They're talking about psychology. If the market you analyze, market only give you entry, you try, you know they say entry, go and sleep. If you place a trade, your first trade of the day, you lose, and second trade, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, they lose, they go. Don't they lose this sixth time? Go and rest for that day. That day is not for you. Don't force the market to make profits. Go and sleep. I think that's all I can say about psychology. The rest, no matter as I tell you, you know go here. Now market will teach you. Because now I told you if you lose up to four trade, go and rest. I mean six trade. If you still go there, you no go still rest. You go still one trade. I told you rest, but you go one still trade till you reach 10, you reach 20. And then you can say, oh, but be tell me my stuff when I don't lose up to six trade in a single day. Oh. If to say I rest, I can not lose this money. You say you don't hear. Tomorrow you come again, you still do the same thing. By the time you do the same thing over and over again and it keeps flogging you by yourself, you come tell yourself, say, oh boy, if I lose four trades, no be six, four, I go jackpot. That is self-learn. That's why I posted when Chasing was saying it. You cannot teach psychology. Even the rich man when they talk, you will just you say it, but somebody will not listen. I mean, it's just normal. You will not want to agree with it because by the time you are risking, let's say you take two trade in a day, you risk $10, you make 30, you risk $10. Your one devil will call the speak for your brain. Say, I did be saying $100 you risk for this trade. Since now one ratio three, 100 level have given you 300. Tomorrow now you will come, you can't go risk 300. That 300, you can't go risk $100. When you risk them, you can't lose the money. Now from experience, you can't learn, say, guy, I suppose follow with the 10, you can't fall back to your $10. Sometimes you might never fall back. You'll still be stubborn. Say, let's try again. Another 100 will go. Let's try. So these are the things why we say most of these things will allow you go to the market and learn them. So you must actually, as a new trader, prepare yourself to experience losses. Because the true way to learn psychology is from losing to the market so that you be self-taught and self-disciplined. I mean, you can't escape it, no matter how you try. It's true. If anybody tell you I'll teach you how to trade and you not lose a dime, that person is not ready to make you the you want to become. That's the truth. I mean, if I teach you so much, the only time I can teach you so much is that you are not losing any money at the start is you are with me. That means anything where I do now, you they do. It's not actually you that is doing it. You are doing it because I am there. Don't risk $10. What happens if I'm not there? You have to learn what will happen if I'm not there. You have to learn that yourself, staying alone. You understand? So that will bring us to a conclusion of this class for now. Like I said, once I have the trading view tomorrow, we'll be putting one or two together. So I want to enter SMC. SMC is very simple. In SMC, we just talk about order block, mitigation, order block and mitigation. For me to explain, I will explain break of structure, order block, mitigation, imbalance. These four topics can be explained within an hour plus example and everything within an hour, and you will understand it within an hour. And that's almost half of the entire SMC done. Then the next time I explain liquidity, equal highs and equal low, and then that is okay. Then second day I explain I already explained mitigation. Now we now talk about confirmation entry market get to your order block, how do you sell and whatever. After that, we now do putting all together. That's 2 days for SMC. So now the putting all together is now going to be that's why I said market structure mapping. So putting all together now is now going to entail marking out your higher highs and higher lows to know your direction before you now use SMC to analyze the market. You see why I say higher highs and the marking out of market structure is very important. So once you mark a market structure to know direction, you now come and choose between retail strategy and SMC, which one you want to get your entry level. So that's when you now apply your SMC to get your entry. Wait for market to tap into your entry zone. Once you reach your entry zone, you still decide will I use SMC entry confirmation entry or I will use retail confirmation entry. If you want to use retail confirmation entry, you understand that you are going to be looking at candlestick pattern and chart pattern. If you want to use SMC, you use SMC confirmation entry. Simple. So between Monday, Tuesday, I should be like probably done. So, but if I want to end everything by Tuesday evening, that means we'll work extra. I mean, we'll do extra work. We'll do extra work. We'll do extra work. Like we'll spend much time than we are spending every day on charts. Start from Monday. That's if I want us to end everything so I can travel on. Wednesday. But if it's going to be Thursday, then we'll end the class on Wednesday. So that will be all for now. Good night.